Hey, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing today? I want to thank my friend, host and pseudo bandmate. So thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to have you today on Ska Talk. I just realized I had us muted on Facebook Live for a second, so I had to do my spiel again. I have to do my
Yeah.
Welcome to Ska Talk with Mr. Kingpin. We got Esteban Flores, producer, utility musician extraordinaire. What other titles do you have? Promoter.
I don't know. It's like what? Musician, producer, promoter.
Airport delivery service.
Airport delivery service for sure. You know, pillow fluffer, professional pillow fluffer.
Yep. Dog groomer.
Yep.
Dude,
Man.
You do it all, man. You do it all.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Whatever I put my mind on, I feel like I could do it, and then I give it a shot. And if it doesn't, then it's a learning experience, you know?
Right on, man. Well, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I know that we have plenty to talk about. So let's get started with what's happening in the news today. What is happening in the news today? Well,
wait. I mean, you go first. I'm interrupting. I'm sorry about that.
No, you could jump in anytime you want. Today is Bandcamp Friday. Oh, just so for the folks on Facebook, boom. I turned the cameras on real quick.
Oh,
so we're on camera now.
How to dress proper.
Bro, look at that hair. It's luxurious.
It's officially been a year since I cut my hair. I did a bet with myself saying that I won't cut my hair till COVID's over.
Wow. That's awesome.
Quarantine. I mean, I at this point I feel like COVID's gonna be the thing, you know, like the flu.
Yep.
But once shows are back, I'll probably keep the hair for like another week or so. I'll play my first show with my long hair, and then I'll go back to the rude boy look or something. I don't know.
Well, I'll say this: the stash has been for, I think now I'm going on 4 or 5 months. With the stash. Man,
it's funny because I don't know if you felt like you were bullied, but I know when me, Chris, and Ray were ripping on you, just Monopoly Man, and oh my god, I'm so sorry about that. They started it. I'm just gonna say it right now. I just joined in.
It's not the comments that you are expecting when your debut picture with your mustache hits the social medias, but hey, it's all part of the gig.
Hey man, I compared you to the first villain for Super Mario 64. I think that's a good compliment. That's a very nice. Yeah. That's a very nice mustache right there.
Wario, Today I didn't go through the trouble of getting all the pointiness.
I don't know how you guys do that. I always feel like if I had a mustache, I won't be able to maintain it. Well, I'd probably mess the whole thing up.
I'll tell you how I do it.
Wow, you glue your own face.
I glue my face. That's a hack.
That's so weird. I don't know. I feel like I'll go for like the Fidel Castro look, you know, all messy. You know, I haven't taken care of it that well. I don't know.
Welcome to Mustache Talk with Mr. Kingpin.
It'd be a very short talk considering what I have.
Right. I've been growing my hair for a year, as you can tell.
I got plenty if you want some. This thing is so hard to control right now. I at this point, like today I almost considered cutting it, and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I wanna win this bet. I mean, I haven't cut my hair. I haven't had alcohol since the beginning of COVID too, so I've been alcohol free by choice. I mean, if I drink by accident, then I guess I lose and I go back to being a rampant alcoholic. But whatever.
Whoa. We're already on Real Talk, and we haven't even started. Hey, we got a couple people in here. We got Jeremy. What? Jeremy's hanging out.
What is up?
What up, Jeremy Pena? And if I'm not
supposed
mistaken,
to be mixing the song.
What?
It's like I'm supposed to be mixing the song.
Oh no, Jeremy! We swear he's doing what do they call that?
This is my lunchtime, Jeremy. This is my break.
He is multitasking right now. He already told me that he was going to do that. We got Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, Chris? Kick it, fool. Come on, dog.
I was hanging out with him on Facebook. Facebook. We were video chatting last night, trying to get this video footage done.
I think he accidentally video chatted me too, like not so long ago, and we talked for a little bit, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, I forget that sometimes Chris will hit me up randomly. I remember when I lived in the valley, he'll hit me up. What are you doing? And I'm just like, well, I'm recording. I'm always planning my day. Oh, yeah. I'm here. We should go eat. And once in a while, we'll see each other and hang out. But he always catches me in the worst times.
Yeah. What do you call it? I think that happened to us once too. Like all of us were in a group chat that was accidentally started with you, me, and Chris and Ray, and we ended up like on the video chat for like a half hour.
I think we were there for longer. I think even Ray's phone died. I mean, he came back a little later, but I know we were talking and we were just playing video games and we were just roasting on each other. That was pretty fun. Fun
stuff, man. Well, yeah. Let's see what we got. So today's Bandcamp Friday, which means that everybody gets to keep all of their money because Bandcamp has been helping out artists. With all this stuff that's going on, it's been really hard on so many musicians.
No, seriously. Sorry, my dogs are joining on this conversation now. They're like right here, kind of trying to.
Is that the same one I met last year?
No, you met this little guy right here.
Oh, so, yeah, there he is.
Yeah, this is my little girl, Honey. There's Cornelius down here too, but they're playing around. I was like, I'm trying to break them apart so they don't make too much noise, but they ended up coming into the camera now. Look at
that. Oh man, Ray, we I wish that we could have got you on here, but
Ray's on there too.
Yeah, Ray's here.
Fucking sick ass food. What's up, dog?
We got the whole Mr. Kingpin band is representing here, almost the whole band.
Yeah, I would have gotten. I don't think Paco has a Facebook. I think he took his Facebook years ago. He got tired of it really quick.
Yeah. So what we're doing here, we're just kind of hanging out. I've been doing this now for a few weeks, and I could see in here the names got turned around on stereo. So I'm on the stereo app, which is like it's audio only, and let me show you guys what we're doing here. So this is us in stereo, and through the magic of technology, I was able to hijack the stereo app on my PC and put our faces on here. So now they're looking at our cartoon faces.
Yeah, they didn't have like a messy hair option, so I just put a beanie on there.
Yeah, but you missed the goatee, bro. I'm like, where's the goatee?
Oh, the goatee's gonna leave soon. I mean, usually I don't really have a goatee.
Yeah, man. So if anybody's listening to us on stereo, they can leave us an audio comment that I can play back. So that's what we're doing stereo. I'm still debating whether just to go with Facebook like everybody else, because stereo, like nobody's listening on stereo right now. It usually takes like a couple minutes. It's so random when you go on the app and you just click through. Have you done it yet? Have you?
Yeah, I like click on it, and the next thing you know, like I hear people talking like a small radio, and then I'll be like, okay, cool. Then I like get off, and then they keep talking, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I think it's like a thing you can walk with on the phone.
Yeah, and then you could just swipe to the left and listen to another little thing with two people talking.
There's another one. There's another. Shoot, I don't want to get out of here. There's another one. I was talking to Vic from the Slackers, and he invited me to Clubhouse, I think.
Yeah.
And Clubhouse like a similar thing where I guess like they speak poetry, and Vic invited me, and I was like, I was way too bashful about it. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. Like I can't sing. I can play guitar, but I can't. I mean, there's no one here to jam out with at the moment. So I just he invited me, and I just like hear him read poetry to a bunch of people. He has like people actually tune into him, and it's like Radio Vic, and he's just speaking poetry with other friends. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that Clubhouse because there's a lot of famous people on there, and it's supposed to be like super protected. Like if anybody kind of gets crazy on there, that they get booted, and whoever invited them gets booted.
Whoa, that's fucking crazy.
Because a lot of, I guess, actors and artists and stuff are on there talking with people, and as long as you're cool and not acting a fool or being a stalker,
I feel like I walk on eggshells there. I mean, like I was just talking to my wife and my sister and one of my best friends who he's here with me right now. He's here with me for the week, and like, you know, not shitting on anybody, but like the whole like cancel culture, like they're canceling like Dr. Seuss and Disney stuff. Yeah, I feel like I would say something super controversial and people will be like cancel Esteban. So, not saying something too super like, you know, blatantly bad, obviously, but you know, like I grew up with Dr. Seuss and I grew up with some of those Disney movies, and it just feels a little weird, like I don't know. And then I heard they're trying to cancel math, like the actual mathematics, and I'm like, what's so racist about math? It's so weird.
Oh, because of the way that... Yeah, I've heard that one before. But that's the way they teach it or something is...
That's odd, that, or they try to cancel Eminem, but that's like Eminem's whole shtick is to be controversial, so it's like, you know, I'm not understanding at the moment. I think here's where I finally feel a generation gap, and I'm like, okay, I know where I stand, and there's something I could agree with, and some things that I could be like, you know, I have to take out the grain of salt.
Right on, man. I just like steer clear. Like subject comes up, I'm like,
I'm definitely like, hey, I'm out. I respect it. I respect it. You know, there's something like I can really back up. You know, like, you know, obviously no racism, misogyny, and all that.
Oh yeah.
But when it's like math, come on, dude, you're trying to cancel math. I don't know. That's kind of a little overboard.
Yeah. I'll leave it for future generations to decide if they, you know, whatever. But hey, all I know is it's real, and perception is reality, and you could lose your job over it, your career. So, you know.
Damn, chill, Joe Rogan. You're talking about perception and all that. Trying to offer me some DMT. Come on.
You know, dude.
Change your perception, man.
This is reality. So anyway, these fools are over here in the comments section, just having they're chiming in. I wish we got to do another one of these on Facebook Live where we just have everybody in here.
I'm pretty sure they're just ripping on me for sure.
Ray wants us to show him his flavor savers. Bro, this is... I'm now at the part where...
Wait, can they see us too?
Yeah, they're looking at us.
Ray, baby boy, you gotta zoom in real close for that. you gotta zoom in real close.
Hey, Billy, man. What's up, Billy? From Houston. I hope you're recovering, bro. From the Scatastrophics, Billy Munoz.
Oh, Billy? What's up, bro? Hell yeah, dude, man. Okay. I got a quick story. Billy, I'm gonna say this one because it's just freaking hilarious. So the first time I went to Texas with Matamosca, we did like a run with Catastrophics. So we did like El Paso by ourselves, and then we did San Antonio and Houston and Austin. So we did those three with Catastrophics. And I think the first night we went to San Antonio and we played the Corova. And it was so cold. It was such a cold week. I remember I was talking to Pat Kelly about it. I was like, dude, I thought Texas was hot. And, you know, obviously my Texas stereotype. I was like, Texas is always hot no matter what. But it was super cold. It was really cold.
Yeah, we figured that out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Now I'm just like, oh shit. Okay. So this, it's like super cold. And then we didn't have a place to stay, so we told Billy, I was like, hey, we don't have a spot to stay. And they said they got a B&B. I go, you think we could like, you know, stay with you guys just for the night, and then we'll figure our situation out. And they're like, yeah, for sure. We're all hanging out and talking, and then we all of us end up getting really drunk, And then I got hungry, and then it was like my first time trying Whataburger, and I was just like, dude, I want to try some Whataburger. I want to check it out. And then Billy's like, well, we're gonna go to the B&B and go sleep, and we'll go keep drinking and then go sleep. And I go, okay, we'll catch up with you guys. We'll drink some more, and then we'll make our way. We'll make our way there. And so we get Whataburger. That took forever. I don't know what took forever. There's a line. It was like,
oh no, Whataburger just takes forever.
Yeah, it took so long. But by the time we got to the B&B, the doors were locked, and we were just like, wait, is this the right spot? And so we see some of the guys, and we're like knocking the door, thinking they're like, okay, we're gonna wake him up and we're gonna go inside. But nobody woke up, and it was really, really cold. It was like what, 20 degrees, 15 degrees, and we were like we were like knocking the door, we're like, hey, open the door, like we're freezing out here. And I just remember my Shimon player Rob, he bought Whataburger too with me to try it out. And he's just eating his burger like really cold, really like mad.
Aww.
And we were locked out. So next thing you know, we all went into our van, into our band van, and we were like, bro, this is so cold. Like I never experienced cold like this. Obviously I'm from California, so like anything below like 50 degrees is freezing. So like 20 degrees, like, you know, 15 degrees was I was dying.
Your
so
LA
literally
skin.
like yeah, dude. And so next thing you know, we were like we were all like, okay, we're all just gonna cuddle with each other. So we're like a giant, yeah. We all cuddle together in the van, and we're just like, this is the most weirdest moment of my life, just cuddling with like, you know, like 40-year-olds, and and like Robert, who's like, he's barely like 21, and Ivan who's 20, and so I remember like we woke up, and then I see Billy come out, and I texted Billy, like I just texted him so much, like, hey, we're outside, we're cold, let us in, please. But then he comes out and he sees us, and we're like freezing. Goes, bro, I'm sorry, I got really drunk and I passed out. And we're like, it's cool, we just need a warm shower and we need a nap. So we all knocked out for a couple hours, and then we took a warm shower, and I think we went to like Austin after. But every time I think about the guys, the catastrophic guys, I think about that moment, and we're not even mad about it. That's like the best part. We were just like laughing about it because like, we thought, we're like, oh, this is gonna be like the funniest memory we're gonna think about years later. And it's been like 4 years since that happened, and I still think about it pretty fondly.
I had it's a thing. When you're out on tour, you never know.
Getting locked out of
man. That's crazy. I had a similar experience in Riverside. We were on tour and we played at Riverside at Mission Tobacco Lounge, and there was somebody from one of the bands said that we could crash with them, right? And we were like, okay, sweet. And so, you know, we stayed until the show was over. They gave us the address. They had left already. So we got to their house. I knocked on the door, no answer, nothing. And we were not laughing about it. It was kind of... So that night, we slept in a Walmart parking lot.
Actually, yeah. I mean, I'm. You can't say you're not in a touring band and say you never slept in a Walmart parking lot.
They're amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's free. You could get McDonald's for breakfast in there.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, enough McDonald's, enough Walmart parking lots, and you're gonna lose your shit though. I'm just like,
oh yeah.
I don't know. It's that Taco Bell. I don't miss Taco Bell. I could be 10 years into the pandemic, and I'm never gonna miss Taco Bell for sure.
Yeah, Billy saying sorry was in an alcohol coma, and our sax player got in a scuffle.
Fucking Julio, dude.
But that's what happened to us too. The person got drunk and passed out and never heard us knocking on the door. So,
it happens. I'm telling you, like I'm pretty sure at the moment we were like, man, what the fuck? But this we're not mad. Like we I think during band practice we still talk about it. We're like, at least we're not like that in the cold. But those are super homies. I mean, Billy came like, you know, maybe like a couple years later, and I was doing like 1 minute jams, and Billy came just to hang out. And I was like, hey, you want to like just jam out with me? And he came down, and we jammed out. And my singer came, and then next thing you know, I finished recording Billy. I jammed, but then I found out that they stayed in my studio like way late into the night getting drunk off whiskey. So I'm pretty sure that you know, shout out to the homies hopefully once COVID's over, we get to jam out.
Man, that can't come soon enough, right? I know so many people are just like ready for the tours, ready for festivals. What do you think?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna assume you're saying what I think about that.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, man, I hope you guys are doing okay in Texas. I mean, just be safe, because
yeah, don't get me started about. It's been a rough week in Texas. It's been a rough 3 weeks in Texas.
But I'm pretty sure people are just like not caring at all. They're just like, yeah, the masks are off or all free, and I'm just like, oh my god, dude, please, like, I hope at least my friends my friends in Texas have enough confidence and enough marbles to be like, I'm still gonna wear masks.
I have to say though, the vast majority of people are wearing masks. All the businesses are still allowed to decide what they want to do. Okay, of course, it's hard for them because it's like, do you turn people away because now they don't want to wear masks, and it becomes a big thing. But a lot of businesses are still requiring masks, so nothing really has changed around my area. I still see, sure. Yeah. I went walking with my daughter, and we did notice a lot less mask wearing than we're used to where we walk around just to get out of the house. But I double mask, like, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, I work too. I'm pretty safe. Oregon's pretty okay with it. I see a lot more people in masks in Oregon than I do in California, for sure. There's people in California that will fight you to, like, they're like, oh, I could do whatever I want to do here. I don't have to wear a mask. Stop controlling me. That was where I lived in the Valley.
Yeah.
Oh god, I hate the Valley. More
on that in a minute.
Yeah. But in Oregon, right now in Oregon, everything's pretty controlled. Everything's pretty okay. Like, I'm pretty content with the way people are right now. At least in my side of town, I'm lucky to be in Corvallis.
Yeah, man. I'm seeing here Stephen Carlisle saying if you go an hour or two from DFW, it's not so good with the masks. Oof. But you know, that was even before they rescinded the thing. I'm sure, like, as soon as you get out of the big cities and stuff like that, that's why, man, I was supposed to go to California in November, and we canceled that. Like, we were literally packed and going to drive to my aunt and uncle's house in San Jose, and we called it. And fortunately, we did, because then they ended up locking down again that week. So, man, stay safe, people. Keep your masks on or not, but if you don't, just please don't be anywhere near me. I've gone a year. Don't kick it. Yeah. I've gone a year so far, and I don't want to go through all that work just to catch it.
You know what? After a while, like, you don't even feel the mask. Like, at first, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna bug my ears." I had friends that had a tough time coping with it, but after a while, you're just like, "All right, just put it on."
Yeah.
I told my brother this stupid thing. I was like, "Oh, imagine we just eventually evolve into our masks, and we're just gonna have no mask anymore." Dude,
no,
I'd be sick as fuck.
I want to get that full Tron mask that I keep seeing ads for on Instagram. Have you seen it? It's like, looks like a ski mask that goes over your face, and it's like full body or full face, and it's got a filter on the bottom, and it looks really cool. But I don't want to spend $100 on it. It's crazy.
Nah, I'll just stick to all reliable. I'll use a face mask. That's about it. I see people like wear all these crazy weird things, and I'm just like, bro, you just gotta breathe. That's it. You don't have to come looking like what do we call the submarine divers? Like, relax, yeah. You know.
Yeah. Well, hey, real quick, I want to and I know we kind of like are all over the place right now, but just to remind everybody, since we got some people listening and stuff, remember today is Bandcamp Friday. There's a lot of artists out there that put out releases. I know Catbite has something out right now.
Woo, the homies.
Boo 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 boo.
Man.
Stop the Presses out of New York. I saw that they have a release.
Sick.
If you know anybody that's listening right now, if you want to post your Bandcamp Friday links, or bands that are doing it, because I'm trying to flip in the combined effort from right here in Dallas, and then of course Mr. Kingpin.
Hey,
we got a song out there on Bandcamp called
we just dropped that. Think Again.
Yep, Think Again, and we got the keyboard maestro Roger Rivas.
I love Roger. I don't know if Roger's gonna hear this, but fucking love you, bro. My dude.
Yeah, I know you guys are homies.
Hell yeah! But take off the I and E and put the O, because that's my boy.
Yeah, man. That was really cool for him to do that. And he made the song special.
Yeah, he killed it.
It's funny because I wrote that song and had a lead organ line, right? Remember?
Yeah.
And it was, so we sent him the demo and the lead line, and I'd been humming that lead line for years because I wrote this song. Like most of the songs on this album, we already, I had written a while ago, and they had been just sitting, right? And then so we send it to him, and then he sends back his tracks, and he does mine, like basically my line, and then he did his own line. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, he like Roger fight it, like
yeah.
Whatever he does, he's that man is something else. This
I'm like, you got to do what's right for the song, and you can't just.
I mean, like, no, he's a killer keyboardist, but I just think hands down that is like one of the funniest fucking guys ever. Oh, me and that guy, we just go out for days sometimes, just like chatting about the most like ridiculous things. It's cool. It was cool. I know you guys talk, but I got to like link you guys up.
Oh man, yeah.
I remember you told me about that. Oh, you think Roger will like it? And I go, you know what? Let me show it to him. And then I showed it to Roger, and he just like hit me left field with a joke, a really funny joke that I don't think I'm gonna talk about here. But but this he said he was down. The point is, he said he was down, and I was like, cool, and then he just came back with like all these ideas. And what I heard in that track though, when he sent me the track, so I opened it up and I was like, you see, I want to see how he does things.
Right.
But the way he works, it's crazy because he gave you like all these ideas, and then. I felt like he almost wanted to say pick what you like, but I think you picked all of it, and all of it kind of just blended in together. That was pretty cool,
bro. Yeah. I didn't even realize it was supposed to be pick what you like. I just dumped it all in there like a reggae soup, and mixed it up, and everything just sounded amazing together.
It worked out too, because then I heard it, and then I kind of started applying the same idea to my own thing. I was like, you know what? Why do I have to think like? Whenever I'm recording a song, sometimes I'm just like, no, it has to sound the way it sounds live, like a very linear, like one organ, one piano, that's it. But come on, you're trying to make the song sound as awesome as possible. Why not throw 2 organ lines in the same register? Why not throw, a whole piano orchestra in there and it sounds tight? So like I kind of started doing that and thinking more about the product and less about myself.
I didn't know until right now that we were supposed to pick and choose what we wanted out of
surprise.
You got me. We just threw it all in there. Now I did keep a piece of my line in that little bridge in the middle, so I thought it was a nice way to like split the song up a little bit and give it something different.
It makes it sound different. I like it. I mean, when I heard it, I was like, "Oh, it sounds cool." Like the song, at first it was kind of like a loop. Like the song felt stupid, and now it finally has like it's fluid. It tells a story, beginning, middle, end with a solo inside and a groovy little pocket.
Yeah.
What I really like, what stuck. I remember when we were, because he came over mine to my wife's apartment in the valley. Oh, I fucking hate the valley. You came over, and then with the acoustic, we just kind of started strumming the guitars, and I kind of stopped. I like the idea where you stop. Because then I thought about that little picking thing my brother did. Yep. And I remember when we did that, my brother stopped with it, and we had to kind of catch him. And I'd be no, keep going, do this little thing that I showed him, but I can't play as good as he does. So I kind of had to like, BS it, and he did it well. He played the part well, and I felt like it complemented the stops with your vocals. It was more like a funk reggae. Which is pretty cool.
And that happened on the day that we started tracking.
Yeah, because I remember you kind of wanted to keep going through, and I was like, no, stop right here. And then I remember you were like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, no, trust me on this one. I have this idea.
Yeah.
And I kind of wrote a note about it on my phone. And so when I tracked my brother, I told him, do it exactly like this. And he goes, okay, whatever you want me to do. And so he did it. So that was cool.
Yeah. And even the funk reggae feel, like that happened. That was like, we should do it like this. And then we did it. And then it was like, oh, snap.
Yeah. I remember you did it like very, you did like very straight chops. And I was
because it was more like skinhead reggae when we came in, but it worked so much better the way we did it.
Yeah, it was cool. I kind of, that was like the best. That was like the cool thing about this next album this new album they're gonna release. Kind of like when you give me the demos, and then how we kind of just transformed.
Yes.
These into like a whole new thing. Like one of the ska tunes that you sent me became a Rocksteady tune. And so,
really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I remember you sent me. It was like a two-tone thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked that two-tone version. But then when you showed me the Rocksteady, I was like, okay, you kind of capture the emotion a little more. And now you're just like, okay, now it feels like your heart's breaking, and now it feels like you could tell a tale with your voice. It's cool. I like that more than almost the lyrics. Like when you hear the song and you already know it's gonna be a sad song.
Yes.
You already know it's gonna be a happy song or a dramatic song or however it works. That's kind of the way when I tackle a song and I produce it. I kind of want the intro to be like, there's gonna be this kind of song. You can't have like, unless you're like a pop punk band, and obviously people know you're a pop punk band. Yeah. But you can't have like a very powerful intro and then talk about falling in love, or you can't talk about being hungry or getting high unless you're a pop punk band. But we're traditional ska, and we're doing our thing.
Yeah, man. That's what you got to do. Sometimes magic just happens, right?
Sometimes, man.
Sometimes. Let's see here. I see Boricua in here. What's going on? We got Jose Molina, and he was letting me know that Los Pies Negros from PR. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Hell yeah. I remember hearing Los Pies Negros when I was 15 and I was in high school. Yeah,
so he's saying they're down to talk to me too. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
On an episode of this. I would love to do that. So we'll talk later on that. There's a couple links out here that people have posted. Gosh, who else? Who else is doing Bandcamp Friday? I don't know. Just check all your favorite bands, because I'm sure they've got stuff out.
I had to kick my dogs out. They're wrestling in the back.
Oh, jeez. Let's see. Okay, so tell us a little bit about, because you have so much experience from, since you were like freaking 15 or something. You've been putting shows together in LA, and I know you're in Oregon now.
Yeah.
You're playing with the Bandulus now, right?
Yeah, those are that's my family, is my fucking homies. Like, some of them are my best friends. Like me and Jeremy are super, super tight.
And he's working on that song right now. His hands.
Yeah, totally. I'm totally working on that song. Pop punk song, right?
So, but tell us about how you got started, like, just kind of like running the scene, especially the DIY scene.
I mean, I wouldn't say running the scene. If any of my LA friends say, like, if they're hearing this, I'll say running the scene.
Hey, bro.
I don't want to go back to LA and next thing they're gonna be like, so what's up? Your boss is a scene. I'm like, hey. I just have a lot of time on my hands, and I like to interact with a lot of people. I started when I was like 15. I started playing instruments when I was 14, but I would just go to shows all the time. I wouldn't take it seriously until I was like 16, playing with my first ska band. And I just really enjoyed going to shows. I remember I was just going for the sake of going. I was like sober kid. I didn't drink. I didn't drink till later, and I didn't really smoke a lot. So I remember thinking about it now, because nowadays I see a bunch of I don't want to burn nobody out, but there's kids getting high and in LA shows and getting drunk, and there's a shitload of stories that I'm not gonna be the guy who's gonna burn everybody out, but seeing that and then thinking about myself, I'm just like, you know what? I think I used to go to shows sober, and I just went for the enjoyment of going to shows. It was like a very pure love. I fell in love with the scene, and I really like what it displayed. You know, like unity and displayed love and kind of care for one another. And it's cool that I caught the scene like 2005, and the scene was still kind of like young. I'm pretty sure that like in LA, the scene started kind of like in like 96, 98. And I say LA for LA Scottcore only because like I know like IE had Voodoo Glow Skulls in the 80s, and then like the OC had like Real Big Fish and Safe Airs and all that. And sometimes what I think is like people would confuse them interchangeably. So they'll be like, no, Scott's been going on longer. But anyways, before I detracted that fucking loophole, I was in there 2005, and then I kind of started growing with my scene and started seeing more people go. In the same time, I was starting to like interact with my friends, and I wanted to like play music, and I wanted to, you know, kind of find a way to. Initially, I wanted to start a way to like show people that I love ska music, and I want to play ska music, and I'm for it, and I'm all about it. So I played like a couple ska bands until like I kind of took the opportunity to speak with a bunch of bands that were like more locally popular. Like this is a band called Café con Tequila, and they're I always say that they're kind of like initially like the starter of me kind of transcending to like a different like, you know, tier of bands in LA where I would play with openers, and then Café con Tequila was like already kind of like supporting act, headlining. So it felt kind of weird, you know, playing like full backyards, and the next thing you know, like playing with this band, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna play like the Cobalt Cafe in the Valley, or we're gonna play the Regent in downtown LA. Like it felt weird play like the shift transition was kind of weird for me.
Right.
But I grew into it, and then from Cafe, the drummer for Cafe was the drummer for Sausage Skinkers, and so the singer for that band saw me play, and he was just like, "You want to play keys with us? You know, like we'll give it a shot." They were a Scottcore band and never had keys, but I kind of integrated my style into it, and it worked out. And then through Sausage Skinkers, that's when I met my bandmate and my brother Padilla, and
oh, nice.
Yeah, that's where I met him. He was just there for shits and giggles. I remember him seeing me play, and I remember I actually wanted to join the band because I was a big fan of Matamoska because they're old school. They're really old school. They're 2001. I was barely like 10 years old at that time.
Right.
So they're very old. They gained traction through Rock en Español, and like there's like LATV, which is like MTV for like LA local bands.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing all of that. And so they had their own thing going, but then they broke up in 2006, and that's kind of when I entered the scene. And they came back 2009, and then I met the singer. And I remember I asked, like, hey, like, can I jam with you guys? And he was just kind of like, you know, how old are you? And I'm just like, oh, you know, I'm 7. At the time, he goes, sorry, kid, we're only letting 21-year-olds play here. We play bars. And then I kind of let it be for like a year or so. And then the guy saw me play, and he's just like, you actually play really good. He goes, would you reconsider your offer? But he made it seem like it's this whole thing where I got to talk to the guys. And I remember like years later, I told him, yeah, he told me, he said he was going to talk to you guys. And he said, and my drummer, my bassist said, he never told us anything. So I was just like, so he was just giving me a hard time to give me a hard time. So he was just heckling me.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, he was just heckling me for the sake of heckling me. But I mean, I joined the group, and then I guess LA has this thing about exclusivity. Like, you know, you're playing one band, and you stick to that one band. And so like eventually people weren't there. My bandmates and some people weren't really down with the fact that I played in multiple bands, because they made it seem like I was trying to like hog the attention, you know. When at the end of the day, I was just a big fan of those 3 bands. I just wanted to play their music and be part of the activity.
Right.
But the other 2 kind of had an issue, and I had to like make a choice. And at the end I was like, all right, I'll play Matamoska, because at the end of the day they didn't give me no hassle over who to pick. So I played in that group for a very long time. And then like once in a while I started playing with other groups, just jamming out, until I just kind of found myself playing with a bunch of like other locals, like Dove, there's Quinto Sol, which is they're like a really old school reggae band that does like Alica and all the like popular Latin reggae bands. So I played with them for a little while. There's Descarados, which is like a cool little ska punk band. There's too many bands. I mean, I if I could write a list, I would, but it'd be a really, really full list of bands that I played. You know, like, but that kind of sparked the idea that as many bands that I played in LA, I've only toured very little times, like when I was even before 20. And I know people that they've been on tour since they were like 18 plus or even before that. And I'm like, why don't LA bands tour? So that kind of sparked my idea of like, I should find a way to engage Los Angeles bands to the US scene. But before that, I needed to gain, I needed like, you know, like the term they call it now is like clout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I had to
need
do
to
that.
cut your teeth or prove yourself. And
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I was at the end of the day, like at that point, I was one
you need to
dimensional. I
cut
was
your
just a
teeth
keyboardist,
or
and I was a band
prove
whore, so that
yourself.
wasn't a good look. People would literally be like, "Oh, it's band whore. We're your seven bands." I remember I got shitted on for years for being a band whore. But after that, I started throwing shows, and a lot of the shows were consisted of friend bands that I played with, so it was pretty easy to talk to them and get down to their level and support them. And then I started gaining traction as a promoter until I ended up on Fox 11 somehow. That was so weird because I remember I was in college. I was like in my freshman year of college, and I got a call, and up to this day, and I tell everybody to this day, I don't even know how they got my number. They're like, yeah, this is Dan from Fox 11. I heard that you throw shows. Would you be interested in having us come to a show? And at first I was like, wait a minute. First of all, how did you get my number? Oh, you know, it was online somewhere, and we just gave you a call. Don't worry about it. We're not gonna disclose information to anybody. I go, well, whoever gave you my number already disclosed my information to you, so this is kind of weird. That's some fucking Big Brother type of shit, but whatever. Before I get into that, before I get into that kind of bullshit, this they kind of came, and then it ended up being successful. I remember like the whole time, like a month before that, I was really really scared only because like I guess Fox 11 went to a psychobilly show once, and somebody got stabbed at the show. So what was supposed to be positive, like positive rapport on the psychobilly ended up like kind of like killing it. Where like in LA where they were like, yeah, psychobilly shows, nah, you're gonna get stabbed there. Yeah, really, really killed it. So people were giving me like people were giving me shit. I won't say names, but they throw really big shows in LA. They were giving yeah, but they were giving me shit about it, and I was just like, I'm sorry, like I don't know I don't know any better. I didn't even know even up until recently I didn't even know Fox in general was a Republican thing until like the last 4 or 5 years. That's how little I gave a shit about the news. I was like, oh, I didn't know it was Republican. So now before I used to be like, yeah, I used to be on Fox 11. Now I'm just like, oh yeah, I used to be on Fox 11. I'm sorry about that, you know. So this, yeah, it was kind of like that. So I was like, oh, it was kind of awkward. But the point is, the Fox 11 thing ended up being really positive, and then I ended up kind of making my mark, and I kind of started using that to like kind of want to help bands out. I used that as a platform when I was like, okay, I want to be for bands and help bands out in whatever way possible. So, so yeah, no, that definitely. I think the show you guys did was like Scott in the Park. Oh, okay. Ah, all right. So it was like in the OC thing, like in the OCC. Okay, for sure. This well, yeah. I mean that ended up making my mark, and from there I tried like building it. You know, after that, like everything. I always say everything that happened to me was a miracle. I don't even know how I ended up in that situation where I was in Fox 11 and I ended up playing with the bands that I played for, and I ended up doing a bunch of cool things. Or I don't even know how I ended up, you know, doing college and touring at the same time. I feel very blessed most of the time where I'm just like, okay, cool. This must be a reason why I have to keep going. So it kind of fuels my daily passion. I can hear you. They can't hear you. Okay, I'll speak. I'll speak for John. John says that he loves all you guys. And as his PR and management, I take 10% of his cut. He said it, not me. That's set in stone. Okay. Just letting everybody know he asked me about my move to Oregon. Meanwhile, he's trying to fix his stuff up. But yeah, I just got really tired of LA. I mean, like without shows, I kind of just didn't see any use to living in LA. I mean, I have my family there, and I could always go visit family. But aside that, I mean, there's no ska shows. LA is just like a really expensive place to live at, with nothing really going on. I was doing college. I went back to college to get a certificate to be a drug rehab counselor. And you're back. They can hear you.
Am I back, guys? I think I'm back. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was just trying to be a drug rehab counselor, and then like that kind of fall flat on his face. I remember like interning, and then they kind of just kicked me out because of COVID, and I'm just like, oh, well, this is embarrassing. So I just left, and I was like, you know what? Screw all that. I'm just gonna plan my next move, and everything just kind of worked out to the point where my wife kind of had to be up here to take care of her mom.
Right.
And and then when she was up here, I was just like, why don't we just go up there and just try it out? We were gonna move like before that, but then I ended up playing with the Interrupters and with Rancid for like a little bit, and that kind of just put me back on track to what I had to do, you know?
Yeah, man. Well, that was that whole little experience that you had with Interrupters and doing Rancid and stuff like that. What was I gonna say? I guess, like you were saying, that kind of stopped you from going to Oregon before, because you were on your way out the door, right?
Yeah, even my wife called it. She called me an idiot about it, but she was just she told me don't announce it, like you're gonna jinx it. And there I go announcing it like in June that I was gonna move in December, because I kind of wanted to like hold it, but I kind of used it as a way to I kind of used the announcement of me moving to like be like, oh, I'm gonna throw a show, might as well get the band up there and play, and they could drop me off for free, kind of like that. And then kind of just let like the Oregon homies know that I was gonna be living up here, and yeah, because it ended up falling flat in its face.
Yeah.
I remember I was just like, man, I shouldn't have announced that, because that was June, and the next, you know, like around August, that's when the whole like thing happened with the band, and then by September I was playing with Interrupters, and then by February I was already kind of like out, and I didn't have a job, and I didn't have a band to play with, and I was just like, man, damn. I was like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it was like a whole rumination of the situation, I would say. So
it all worked out in the end.
It all worked out. I'm here. I'm still up here at large, living my best life.
I love that picture that you put of yourself in the forest, hiding behind a tree.
Yeah, and then one of my friends told me, they were like, my friend Tad, and he played in this band called Sentiments, and he was like, watch out for ticks. So when he said that, I literally looked at my clothes, and I was like, there's no ticks in here, right? I don't want to give myself ticks. I don't want to give my dog ticks. It scared the shit out of me. Yeah.
Well, hey, we got on the stereo app, we have a voice, an audio thing. So who knows what this is gonna say? You never know what somebody puts. So I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna unmute the capture device for stereo. So hold on one second. Quick, I'm gonna unmute the capture device for stereo. So hold on one second.
I don't hear anything.
There we go.
Yo, how's it going? So we talk about
He
music.
said,
We're singing.
we're talking about music. We're singing. How about you? So, I guess I don't know who that was actually. I didn't catch the username, but I don't know. Maybe he thought we were gonna do karaoke or something on stereo.
Oh, dude, I got my guitar.
Bro, let's do this. No. You almost moved to Bakersfield. Chris is reminding you.
I'm sorry to say, Chris, but thank goodness I didn't move to Bakersfield. You were trying to move out of Bakersfield too.
Why don't you guys all come to Dallas?
I remember I was on tour with the Bandulas, and then I was talking to Leah, because Leah lives in Dallas. And I was just like, oh, cool, that list seems pretty cool. And then next, they're like, yeah, aside the tornadoes and the occasional ice storms, I go, wait a minute, did you just say tornadoes? Hell no, I'm not gonna go over there. And then we thought about Houston, and the next there was like a flood like a month after. Me and Remy almost moved to Houston. It was literally like the play was gonna be like, okay, either I'll move to Oregon and I'll play with the Bandulus, or I'll move to Houston and I could either like, I don't know, jam with Carnales, or they need a keyboardist, or make a project with Pat, or fill in for the Suffers, or if I went to Philly, because we were thinking about Philly, that was our last choice. I would have probably played with Catbite. There was options. We even thought about Vegas, and I was like, well, yeah, I have Be Like Max. Yeah, well, like I have Be Like Max there. And the next thing, my wife just realized, like, wherever you're gonna go, you're always gonna have a band. So this, it's good to have a situation like that. But I think Oregon just became the most convenient because she has family there and I have family here, and it's like it's green, like it's not a desert like Vegas, or it's not, a target for tsunamis or for hurricanes like Houston, or it's not cold and blistering like in Philly. But I mean, I kind of consider Philly. I kind of like the way it looks. Like it had give me the whole the hometown loving vibes. I like that.
Right on, man. Yeah, Jeremy's saying, and I'm quoting him, too Republican down here in Texas.
I remember I told Jeremy about it too, and Jeremy's grateful that I came up here. I'm pretty sure, and I'm grateful that I got to hang out with Jeremy. I already felt like I didn't see him enough. I always try to make it a thing to see the Bandulus. For the reason to see them.
I missed the Bandulus, man.
Yeah, man. I always made it a thing. I would book them just to go see them and hang out with them and heckle everybody. So now just being able to be close to them. I haven't seen the whole group since I moved here, or a little close to when I moved here, when we covered Norma Frazier. But I'm sure eventually I'll see them if they decide to come out of their shells.
Yeah, a couple months back, I was tapped to try to find some bands for the Specialized, Specialized in the UK. They had to do a virtual fest. So I was helping out with trying to find bands to be on the roster. And I asked, obviously, like, Bandulus is always going to be one of my first go-to bands to try to get on, if I have an opportunity like that. And let me tell you, did you see their performance by any chance?
I'm not gonna burn nobody out, but I did get like a pre-mix, a pre-look of the set before.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was like I think they probably were one of the best performances from that whole festival. And
I mean, obviously, come on.
Yeah, a lot of people said the same thing, and it was like beautifully shot. I mean, they had like a freaking movie crew. It was just amazingly done, and it just blew their minds because it was just so quality. So, I give it up for the Bandulus, man.
Yeah, man, and we're actually, I'll throw it out there because it's promo, but we were actually demoing since I moved here, we've been demoing stuff, and man, that stuff sounds really good. We were actually I was talking about it on the text, right? I think right before you called, and I was just telling him, oh, this song and this song are still stuck in my head. I really, really like it. It's cool. It's cool now it being a faster workflow, having Jeremy and Mario Salazar kind of helping me out.
Is Mario up there too now?
No, he's
still in San Antonio.
Spirit.
Right?
Yeah, he's with us in spirit. But we send each other tracks.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he helps me complete these demos. And so like we're always kind of just writing. It's right now it's kind of like a slow crawl, only because I haven't had a laptop in like a week, so I haven't been able to really focus into anything that's recording wise. But I mean, hopefully by the time quarantine's over, we'll have a new album out, or a new album ready for recording. We just gotta teach it to the rest of the band.
Heck yeah!
We just gotta teach it to the rest of the band.
Dude, get on it, because man, Jeremy, you take forever to get these albums out, bro. Just messing with you.
No, you say we gotta say. Nah.
I'm not trying to call anybody out, but
I'll take care of him, bro. Don't worry, Jeremy. I won't let you die alone, bro.
Well, man, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit and giving us some of your story and what you do and what you're still doing. You're a huge contribution to the ska scene. I don't know if you realize that, and I don't know if the people listening realize how many bands that he's been interacting with and helping and producing. And I mean, dude, you just stay busy. Do you ever sleep? Do you sleep?
Once in a while. I mean, yeah, sometimes. Only on days that end with the Y.
Man, but you did amazing work for the Mr. Kingpin album. And
thanks, man. Thank you for letting me mess up your tunes.
Bro, if that's what's messed up, then let's just keep messing things up. Because wait until you guys hear, especially the Rocksteady stuff, like the layers that you put in there with the pianos and the keys.
Man, that was all Chris and Ray. Chris and Ray make it sound fat with a PH.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh man. And Ray Vargas from. Hold on, because I just drew a blank. Give me the band name.
Unfriend him, bro. Unfriend him.
Hold on, bro. I forgot.
The Rhythm Ambassadors.
Rhythm Ambassadors out of Bakersfield. Check out Rhythm Ambassadors. And then Chris is with him on that. And also the Capsules, which is an amazing band. I got to see that live stream a few months back. It was awesome. But
now,
man,
let me tell you about my homie Ray. He's married, but that boy's hung like a horse. Let me tell you that right now. It's promotion.
There you have it, folks. That's a great way to end the end note there. No, but Ray doesn't even he's a freaking crazy guitar player, and then he just comes in and plays bass, and this is I think his first time playing bass on an album.
It's those fucking lefties, bro. Those lefties are something else. You gotta be careful with them. Left-handed people they always trip me out.
Is he playing bass left-handed though?
Yeah, he plays. So what he told me, he claims he could play bass left-handed, but he could play with the bass flipped, so with the low E in the bottom, like Paul McCartney would do in the Beatles. And I'm just like, no, you can't. And so he did it, and I really tripped out on the way he plays.
Well, spoiler alert: we got a video that we're in the middle of editing for Think Again, but the reason why I'm saying this is because Ray's footage, it looks normal. So I don't know if it's flipped and I need to flip it to where he's left-handed. I might have to talk to him about that because I might have it flipped the wrong way.
Or what if he's playing right-handed to throw us off? Oh, that's what, dog.
Bro, he's capable. And then Chris, of course, he is a monster ska drummer. Wow.
Is Chris still
Yeah, Chris is still here.
Does he still have his hood on?
Yeah. he's all hoodied up. He's ninja'd in there.
Crouching Tiger, hidden drummer right there, dude.
Twirling them sticks and doing all these cheerleader things with one hand.
I remember I saw that and I was floored. The first time seeing Chris play is magic. Especially when I saw him, he used to do the one-handed ska beats, he'll do the click and the hi-hat with one hand. I was like, what? How do you do that? He's just I don't know.
That's the show. That's the show right there.
Yeah. Oh my god. On the next podcast, we'll be talking about just Chris and just Chris alone.
Yeah. We'll bring him in. I'm thinking we might just we might have to do that, and just on Facebook we'll bring more people in and have a little discussion.
It might end well, it might not, only because I like to fuck around a lot. So I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of trash talking that happens. I noticed that in our group chats. It's amazing.
it's us California people, man. We're just rough. We like it.
Yeah,
rough.
Man. Wow. And with that, we want to thank all of you for joining us tonight on Ska Talk with Mr. Kingpin and Esteban Flores. So they can find you on Instagram at esteban.flores92. That's where you're letting people know mostly, right, about your musical stuff.
That's where I post about my food, and I post about
Food,
where my locations and who I'm hanging with. Nah,
your AMAs, your Ask Me Anythings, and
your AMAs, my MySpace selfies, my OnlyFans. Nah, this my wife will kill me if she fucking here. So fuck me up. Sorry, God. This
quick, stop the stream.
Cut the stream, bro. No, you'll hear my music I'm releasing. Or like you'll see me like in the studio working on some other stuff, If anyone wants to like hit me up there, I'm usually pretty friendly or approachable. Just my dog won't shut up.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
But hey, so everybody, please keep tabs on this guy because he's got all kinds of projects going on. So, and then you can find me at Mr. Kingpin Ska on most of your social media outlets. And remember, if you haven't already checked it out on Bandcamp, mrkingpin.bandcamp.com. We got a single out right now. Album is going to drop later this summer on Jump Up Records on vinyl. And then we're handling all the digital stuff. I haven't put it out on whatever, all the Spotifys and stuff yet, but that's all going to happen in time, but you guys are going to love it. But thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and we will see you next time on Ska Talk.
Yay!
Night.